Welcome back to TBI Talk, and today I'm blessed with my oldest child, and I would just like her to introduce herself and just share her situation with her family and what she's done with her life and how old she is.
Okay. My name is Amber.
Amber what?
Spittler.
Amber Marie Spittler. Amber Marie Spittler.
Do you want my social security number too?
No.
I'm 31.
31.
And I have, my husband is Bryce, and I have my son Jet, who's about to turn 7, and then I have Avery, my daughter, who is 1.5.
Who, by the way, just as a side note there, she's my only granddaughter. I have 5 grandchildren, 4 boys and 1 granddaughter. And it's kind of special for me because she's always going to have a special place in my heart because Amber was my firstborn child, which I was very excited about. And then also now my only granddaughter is via my oldest child, which is Amber. So that's good. So one of the things was hoping to share in this video is just some accomplishments or some things that I have been able to realize since my traumatic brain injury. And I just would like to first start off by just having Amber share the way that I was. And remember, I was ice cold. That's why I have the blue logo on for Jerry the Rebel Raber. But now I want to try to be boiling hot, which is why the red, the Rebel. But Amber can just maybe share some of the childhood experiences, the way that, I just want her to share from her heart. And this might be a little bit uncomfortable for me because just let her talk.
Well, I want to preface this by saying that I have always known that my dad loves me and cares about me, but he has struggled with addiction for 90% of my life. So we didn't have the best relationship growing up. And I know he wanted to have a relationship, but I feel like your addiction kind of
Absolutely.
prohibited that a little bit. My parents are obviously divorced, and we live with my mom. So a lot of the times when we would go to see Dad, he was like sleeping or, passed out, whatever. So we didn't really spend a whole lot of time together. I remember times where we would be sitting on the couch after school just waiting for Dad to come pick us up, and he just never came.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We've worked this all out. All has been forgiven. It is what it is. But I think we've had kind of an off and on relationship throughout my whole life, where there were times where I wanted nothing to do with you.
I understand.
There were times where I'm like, is this ever going to end? Because, we would think like, oh, this is rock bottom. He's going to change. And then that wasn't what happened. So, when you've talked about like what happened, right? How you got your TBI and all of that.
Yes.
Okay. So when he, had the accident and got the TBI, even then I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is it. Like this is, he almost died. Like when I saw him in the hospital, I literally had to like leave the room. I was like sick to my stomach. Like, I don't do well with that stuff, but I don't know. Like that didn't even look like you. Like,
right.
So I'm like, okay, this has to be it. Like he's going to be done with the addiction and all of that. Like he's going to realize that this is literally killing him. And then even still after that, there were things that happened that I'm like, okay, well, it's just
back to square one.
Yeah, here it is. Classic Jerry.
Well, what I can say, and I'm not trying to give myself an excuse, but the reason why my addiction started was because it was always my temporary solution to everything. Anytime I had problems, I always went to the temporary solution. But when I finally found God, well, let me just start out by this. the TBI, when I read my results and the likely outcomes, I read that that quite a few people, or there's a high percentage of people that die with the level of TBI that I had, die within 5 years. So at that point, I was like, if I'm gonna die within 5 years, I might as well just
Who cares?
I might as well just go off the hook. Well, guess what? That led to I was off the hook.
You were off the hook already.
I was off the hook.
So yeah, I just thought like, okay, this is just how it's gonna be. It's always gonna be like this.
Well, thank you for sharing that stuff. I know that's not easy for you to talk about. But I wanted to share this just because, the kind of things that actually I should be, I when I first was injured, I would look at it like I was very mad. I thought it was unfair that they did those things to me. But ultimately, if it hadn't been for that accident and it hadn't been for my ability to recover enough to realize where the solution really was, and the solution was I was so depressed and so desperate to find a way to have a life again that I finally got on my hands and knees. In the 38 years of living a certain way, like I said, I was ice cold for the majority of my life, the highest percent of my life, 38 years, and I was 50 when I finally got on my hands and knees and told God, if you're real, show me, prove it to me. Well, guess what? That has solved something I never thought I would ever be able to solve. And it's kind of funny because when I was 12, I prayed. I'm not proud of this, but I had a paper route. Well, I was a very small white boy, and on Sundays there was really big papers. Well, in order to be able to put all the papers, I couldn't carry the bag and carry it, so I stole a grocery cart from Gold Circle, which was by Rolling Acres Mall. And when I stole that, I would take that cart, fill it up with the Sunday papers, and push the cart on Sundays. Well, this particular Sunday, it had snowed. It had snowed a lot. So I pushed the cart for a while and had to stop, pushed it again, finally, actually, I got on my hands and knees and prayed to God. I said, I never want my children to go through this. I never want to have my children experience this. I never want to get divorced. I never want this. Well, life is what life is. And, my 3 oldest children were with my first wife. And we got divorced, and I never got to spend time with them. And that really depressed me as well. That was very disappointing for me. But the part I want to share about this is that after I finally got on my hands and knees and started my relationship with God and had a true relationship with Him, all of my children have forgiven me for it's the most amazing feeling to have the relationship I have with these 5. I mean, it's the most wonderful experience to finally have a true relationship with my children. And even though I was not necessarily a good influence on them when they were children, I feel like I can at least try to have a good relationship with them now. And then also my grandchildren are very important to me. So, but can you maybe have you seen the difference in me? Have you?
Yes.
Yes.
I know. I was just telling my mom, like, who would have thought I would be like talking to on the phone every day and like enjoying it and like
right
looking forward to talking to you every day, because that wasn't always the case.
I mean, but
so it's just, I just am happy that you're around now and that you're a good grandpa, because I know Jet and Avery love you a lot, and it's just really nice.
Oh, thank you.
And like being a stay-at-home mom, I'm kind of lonely sometimes. Like I need adult conversation, so it's nice
to just interact
to talk with you.
Well, that's the same thing for me. That's the same thing for me. And what I would like to maybe have you maybe share is some of the struggles, though, with my TBI. I still struggle with some of that stuff. Can you maybe just share some of the things that you notice that I struggle with, just to share some of the things that you have to accept me? Because that's one of the hardest things, is accepting myself.
Right.
But I know that it can be a challenge for you to understand some of those things. And I know there's a few things that I know.
Yeah, so, I mean, definitely, like, some of the major ones, like, one being, like, your memory. Like I'm constantly like telling you the same things over and over again, or like when I told you to come here at 10:30 for the baseball game, and you showed up at 9:30, and we were at church, and you're like, I thought it was 9:30, and I was like, I told you so many times it's 10:30.
Right.
So I think your memory is definitely still a big thing.
Right.
And also, I think your filter, I think, which honestly has gotten better since the accident, like since you first were injured.
Right.
But it's still something that you like struggle with and work on. I can see that. Like, I feel like you just say everything that comes to your mind. Like, you cannot filter, like, oh, I probably shouldn't say that. Like, when I just had a baby and you're like, what's up with your weight? Probably something you shouldn't say to somebody.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
So, but I feel like you definitely are, like, even just earlier, you were like, well, I won't say that. So you are getting better with that, but it's still something that you obviously struggle with and work on every day.
So what I'll add to that is just if you're a family member or a loved one of a TBI survivor, just know and expect these things. Just understand that it's part of the recovery process. And I'm at 8 years. It'll be 8 years August 12th, and I'm just now starting to be able to somewhat filter. But even now, I still. And the other thing I know is I repeat myself a lot. I just had to tell her that if I tell you yesterday something and I tell you again tomorrow, it doesn't mean that I just don't realize that I told you. So I try to.
Yes, because I'm like, Dad, we've talked about this over and over, please.
Well, just know that as a loved one, these are some of the things, but this relationship that God has restored, because my oldest son, Jerry Jr., when he came to my house, I'm not sure how long ago it was. It was before my birthday. But anyways, when he came to my house, and he brought my grandson Silas, his son, with him. And he told me he forgave me. That was the most. I never thought he would forgive me for the way I was. I mean, I provided for my children financially, but I was never. I was never really a father.
Yeah.
And there's more to that story, but I'll leave that for a different time. But thank you, Amber. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can maybe just share one positive how about this? Share one positive takeaway from being a loved one of a TBI survivor.
Okay. But I also want to say that I like that we kind of can joke around about things and we don't take it so seriously.
Yeah.
I feel like when we kind of do this in life anyways, we kind of like make jokes and make light of things, and it's less serious and awkward that way. But I just think that since your injury, and since you revitalized your relationship with the Lord, we have just become so much closer, and we spend more time together, we talk every day, and I know that like sometimes you say stuff you shouldn't, but I also like and appreciate the fact that when I'm talking to you, I know that you're not going to give me any crap or like say something that you don't mean. Like you're going to be upfront and tell me the truth. And I appreciate that. I'm somewhat the same way. I'm a very frank, honest person. I must get that from you, but I maybe have a little bit more of a filter. But I appreciate that I know when you tell me something that you mean it and that it's true. So
yeah.
I think that's a positive from that.
Okay, thank you, Amber. Thank you, Sissy. Thank you. I love you so much.
I
love you unconditionally.
I love you unconditionally.
Okay, all right. Bye.
Bye.